This is a Glassbox Media podcast.
Whoop whoop. Welcome to another My Worst Date Shorty episode.
Hey.
This is where we regale you with just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts.
Just getting right to it.
Getting right to it. Just fun, crazy ass stories about y'all and us going on terrible dates. Who wants to go first?
Well, should we say who we are? I'm
Yeah.
Keegan.
I'm Cassie.
I'm Christina.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
So I am in many groups on Facebook, and one of the groups that I'm in is a cooking group.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was saying something about how they dumped someone.
Hold on. Time out. That just reminded me. Was Anthony really on British Bake Off?
No.
Oh, I was like,
No.
I saw that this morning and I was like, what?
He was on a shoot for something else.
Oh, okay.
And like it looked like Great British Bake Off, so he was like,
I was like, wait, first of all, how did he get on that shit?
no. He flew to England and back in like one day.
I knew they were doing the version of it though here.
They're doing the American Bake Off, yeah.
Oh, well,
Which
that's not going to be as
I
entertaining.
have no interest in watching the American Bake Off at all.
No,
Yeah.
we're way ruder.
No, we're so much so much ruder. I'm like,
Yeah.
the whole purpose of watching Great British Bake Off is that it's like soothing.
The Great British.
Everybody is
part.
nice to each other.
Yeah.
The Great British part.
Yeah, that's what I like. Although there was a big debate in one of the baking groups on Facebook I'm in about how they've released one of the earlier seasons of Great British Bake Off, and for one of the challenges they had to make American pies, and it was like, first of all, they're talking mad shit on American pies. They're like, they're way too sweet. And I'm like, I've watched enough seasons of this show to know that you
Yeah.
guys put shit tons of sugar in everything.
Right.
So
Calm
first of
down,
all,
Susan.
yeah. You back the fuck up, Paul Hollywood, firstly. And then that's his name.
Yeah.
But and then
Just funny.
like also like
Please.
they've never had they were like, yeah, peanut butter and pumpkin and chocolate together. Like their flavor combinations were just
Ugh.
like bizarre because they don't know what Americans eat, I guess. They think Americans put peanut butter in everything.
Okay.
Anyway.
Don't. No.
So I am in a cooking group, a cooking/murder group called Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Crime.
Yes.
Which is
Wonderful.
fantastic.
Why is that not a podcast name? That's brilliant.
It truly is.
Yeah.
And they were talking about food deal breakers and like, is there anything that if you found out a guy liked, you would be like, no, sir, we need to break up now.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a good question.
Spaghetti
you very much.
burritos.
A spaghetti
Yes,
sandwich,
spaghetti burrito.
or a spaghetti burrito. I mean, I wonder. I mean, is there? Or do I have any food deal breakers? I don't think I'm a big enough food snob to have any.
I don't date vegans.
Oh, I mean, yes, because that's just too difficult for me.
It's very demanding.
It's just not. I'm not ever going to become vegan, and so like,
Yeah.
it's just
No
It's
point.
it's hard. Yeah. Nothing against anyone who wants to be vegan.
nothing, nothing at all. But
I
yeah,
don't
it's
have the
just-
discipline
it's not,
to do
it's
it.
not compatible. So
Right.
there you go. Yeah, I mean, I guess technically that would be a food deal breaker, or like people that are gluten free. I'm like, motherfucker,
I love bread. Have you?
I live in bread.
Have you ever dated anyone who has really weird eating habits or like eats something really strange?
I don't know, but I just couldn't. I couldn't handle somebody who eat with their mouth open. Like that would
Yeah.
fucking
Choose super loudly. We talked about this. Very bad.
mouth open though. Like that kind of like, yeah, just not being
Gross.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
Like that would be an immediate deal breaker for me
When
as
I-
far as food concerns.
When I first got with Anthony, he was like, yeah, when I lived by myself, I ate nothing but rice and sausage for like 2 straight years. I was like, what?
I lived off of potatoes for an
Yeah.
entire month this year. That's
Do
all
you know-
all I ate was a baked potato every day.
I recently heard, and I'm sorry, Christina, also sorry to myself because I love potatoes, but they were saying how like potatoes and in particularly French fries, like French fries are the most garbage food for you.
Of course.
Like they literally they were talking about a study that was done that's just like, of all foods, fried potatoes offer the least amount of anything beneficial to you.
Oh, I can
and
see that.
they were saying how the serving size for French fries should be 6. 6 French fries.
Yikes.
Get out of town.
No one is
Nobody
eating
eats
6
of
French
town.
fries. No one is eating 6 French fries. I know, because I am a big like fried potato person.
Oh my
Potato person in general. Mashed, fried, baked. Give
You're
it to
gonna
me.
hate your life Jan 1 when you're on keto again.
I know. It's hard.
Yeah.
I know. It's very hard. Okay, so I got in there, of course, and I was just like, can I use some of these or whatever on the podcast?
Yeah.
And this one girl DM'd me, and she said that she has quite a few stories and she's got to think about it on this relationship that she had. But she said for the food theme, it was a whole 6-year relationship. So many red flags I overlooked because he was an amazing cook and an adventurous eater.
Okay.
But he hated the most basic, wonderful things. He hated biscuits.
What?
Hated popcorn.
What?
Like I said, he would eat kettle corn or Chicago mix, but would not eat regular popcorn.
Okay.
Okay.
That's very specific.
He asked me to never make or have popcorn in the house because the smell bothered him so much.
Oh my
Popcorn.
God.
Who doesn't like the smell of popcorn?
Like, can he never go to a movie theater?
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
smell of popcorn is like
Everywhere.
intoxicating. As soon as you walk in, you're like, now I need popcorn.
I don't even like popcorn, and then I go to the thing. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and you're like, I
suddenly
need it.
like popcorn.
Now I need it.
Right. Or at the bar, like at the Oaks or even the Barrel, I'm like,
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
give me
that
that
garbage,
popcorn.
That's in that
Oh,
popcorn
God,
machine
yeah.
that's probably never been cleaned.
It's for sure got diseases.
Same with salmon. I don't eat fish, so I get that.
Right on.
He hated brownies, fudge, and cake. He
Hate is such a strong word.
hate apparently.
Like, I'm not a big fan of any of those things either, but actually, like, so far I pretty on board with everything he doesn't like.
Oh, God,
but
no.
it's very like hate's not a strong. And I would eat cake. Just
well, then
that's
that's
like
not
a
the
choice.
same.
Yeah,
He hates it, which means that he won't
Yeah.
let her make popcorn in the house.
Yeah.
that's weird.
That is weird.
That's weird.
He was basically a pie snob. He wanted his red meat mooing. Like, he would order his meat as close to raw as they would allow. He once took takeout carne asada home raw so he could cook it the way he wanted to, which was 3 seconds per side.
Ew.
When we grilled, he grilled his burgers 30 seconds aside, which means that they're raw in the middle. They've got to still be
raw.
cold in the middle.
Gross.
Dude, that
He
processed meat like that, hamburger meat.
You are asking to get a
Gross.
tapeworm.
I watched we've already discussed how like weird and gross I am, and I end up on like weird portions
Yep.
of the internet or on weird shows.
Right.
And I watched like a My Strange Addiction that was like a guy who was addicted to eating raw red meat, and he would just like fistfuls of raw hamburger.
No.
She says he'd eat shrimp tails too, which shrimp heads I get, but not the tails. Oh God, he also barely chewed. Like, would take giant bites and swallow almost whole. Drove me nuts. He actually choked at a dinner party once
Yeah.
because of it.
And she sat there for a long time staring at him like,
I know, like,
I told you,
I might
motherfucker.
let you die right now.
Yes.
I might let you die.
Clapped him on the back.
She says he kept that under wraps when we first started dating. And slowly started to eat like an animal after I was already in love with him. She says of the time that he choked at the party, he went red in the face and walked out of the room to either go choke and die alone or to puke it up. When he came back to the table, even the 3-year-old lectured him about asking for help.
Oh my God.
Which I just love that. Like, the
That's-
3-year-old
I'm
was
gonna
like,
go
you could have died right now.
Chew your fucking food.
Yes. Oh my God. That's
Amazing.
Fucking banana.
That's so funny. I do think like it would be really hard to be with somebody if they had weird food things like that. Only because like
So
if
specific.
it's affecting your life. Like for
Yeah.
someone to tell me what I can and can't cook in my own fucking house, like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't like fish, nor do I like the smell of fish, but I
But
wouldn't
if Anthony
stop.
wanted fish.
If he cooked it himself, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Live your
Who
life.
cares?
live
Live
your
your
life.
life, bae.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
not to be able to make popcorn in your own fucking house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can suck a dick.
Suck a dick.
Suck a dick? Oh.
Oh, what do you say?
I need to know. I need to know. Open, goddammit. Urgent message from Alan Tudyk.
Urgent, Jesus.
No, it's not urgent. I don't think so.
I'm like, it's urgent?
Out in Pasadena for a friend's holiday thing today. How's later this week?
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll respond in a little bit. I'm going to
Cool.
keep him hanging now.
Yeah. I like it.
Anyways.
Okay, cool.
Do you want me to go next or you want to go next?
Oh, go ahead. I don't care.
Okay. This is another wild one off of Reddit. I'm hoping that I'm hoping you guys think this is as funny as I do. It may not be, but I've got a crazy sense of humor. Anyways, she says, a while ago, I got out of a really bad relationship with a control freak. Wasn't looking to rush into anything, so I was just talking to a few guys on OkCupid, trying to ease back into the dating game. There was this one guy who kept nagging me, saying things like, wow, you're really curvy, and I'm not into that, but it makes you look hot.
Oh, God.
And you should wear makeup to bring out your small eyes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Negging.
you.
What is a pickup artist,
What is
dude?
wrong with people?
Too many episodes of Mystery fucking telling them how to pick up girls. Like, no.
Ugh.
Well, I ignored him, but he kept at it, and I had enough, so I told him to back off, that he was being stupid. But somehow we actually had a normal conversation, and he came across as really arrogant, and blame it on the boredom. I agreed to meet up with this guy for a movie and drinks after. You know how I feel about first date movie. Not a good idea. This totally went against my better judgment because, 1, you couldn't see his face in the profile photo. 2, he didn't even ask for the date politely. He said, so we going out or what?
Oh, no.
Hell no.
3, arrogance. And 4, it's kind of weird to spend a few hours at the movies with someone you don't even know. But anyway, gave him
rules
my
of
number
Christina.
so we can find each other if we get lost or something.
Wait. She's going?
Yeah, she's going.
Honey.
I know. Hey, it gets lonely out there. No judgment. I've been there. I didn't go all out with getting ready, but I wore a dress, heels, makeup, and tried to look nice.
Oh, did she try to put any makeup on those small eyes of hers?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She wear a dress that accentuated the curves that he's not into, but
Right.
look
But
good
it's okay on her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. You don't get to fucking judge me if I can't even see you in
See
your profile
fucking
picture.
face. Yeah, go fuck yourself. So while I'm driving to the cinema, I get a text from the guy saying I'm inappropriately dressed and waiting out front. Thought this might have been a joke because of how he's acted online, so I brush it off. Park the car, and sure enough, he's there, inappropriately dressed.
What does that mean?
What?
He was at the gym beforehand and didn't even bother getting changed or having a shower.
Ew.
He wouldn't have been too terrible looking if he had just cut his hair and shaved. I was a tad pissed off for even dressing up. She's there in a dress and heels. This motherfucker
out.
was just like, yeah, I did a 5K on the elliptical, and now I'm going to go see a movie
What
with
a
this
piece
broad.
of trash. Like, oh my God.
Wow.
No decency.
Yeah. I didn't really know what to say after the movie ended because we just met.
So he went to the movie?
Yeah, he went to the movie. She sat next to him.
Why would you want to meet up with somebody if you were all sweaty like
and
that?
gross. Ugh.
I didn't really know what to say after the movie ended because we just met. And so I kept trying to talk more about the movie, but he kept mumbling and giving me one-word answers, which was so different from him online. I was expecting someone a little bit more mouthy. So I was like, let's just go to a bar. There was this place he liked just up the road. So we walked there, and then he starts becoming more talkative. The night might not be a complete waste, but we get to the bar and it was creepy and weird. It was like hippie met goth and had a threesome with drug dealers.
Oh my God.
It's the best
I can
description
fucking
for
imagine it.
a bar ever. There was a poetry night on, and there were stoners and people looking like they failed at life getting on stage.
Okay, I'm going to pause you right there.
Dude,
there is
spoken word.
nothing more uncomfortable than spoken word or slam poetry.
no.
There is nothing
I
more
am
uncomfortable.
so there. So you're on a first date, and he's still in gym clothes.
No.
So he's at gym clothes in a bar with spoken
And you're
fucking
trying
word.
to get me to take you fucking seriously with your goddamn bongos or whatever the fuck you're doing on stage, your spoken word poetry. No.
Oh
Hard
God.
pass. Hard
Ugh.
pass.
So he buys her a drink, but it's impossible to chat because of all the noise. He keeps trying to get me drunk, but I refuse. I'd rather be sober around him, but he ends up getting hammered.
Ugh.
So we left.
He seems like a fun drunk. I can't wait to see how this unfolds.
I know.
Sweaty, gross, fun drunk.
We
gross.
left, and again, because I'm so stupid, I agree to go back to his place. What? We walked because it wasn't far from his house. Oh my God. Once we get there, I helped him in and tried to leave, but then he started puking everywhere.
That sounds like your problem, Bobby. You can clean up your own puke.
Yeah. Felt like I had to continue being nice, so I sat with him until he sobered up. And then I'm like, why is she there? It becomes relevant later because I was like, I don't understand like why she's still there, but you'll figure out in a second why she felt she was stuck. So felt like I had to continue being nice, so I sat with him till he sobered up, and he started talking about his music, drawings, and would I like to see them. Oh. So he pulls out his favorite drawing.
It is a what?
No. Oh no.
It was of Hitler, Santa Claus, and Jesus having a threesome.
Oh.
Santa was sucking Hitler's dick while his ass was getting smacked by Jesus.
Oh, and Cassie's gone. She's down the stairs.
I just cannot even. What do you do when a stranger shows you that
and says that it's their favorite piece of art?
I'm fucking dead right now.
Of all the words that I thought would fall out of your mouth, none of those words in those orders would ever.
My faith in you guys.
Messaged her and I was like, okay, so by far this is the craziest shit I've ever heard of my fucking life.
Christina, I'm fucking shook. Like,
we're done as a species. We're done as a species.
Every time I think we've heard the worst fucking date we've ever heard.
I think we deserve to be wiped out as a people. Oh. Honestly, it's time to just like.
Did you just
scrap it and start over?
Santa Claus was sucking Hitler's dick.
It's time to scrap this and start over. Humanity's done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
That's done.
We're monsters. We are fucking monsters.
Well, there's more.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
No! I was poker faced the whole time thinking, how the hell am I going to get out of here? Until suddenly he leans in and tries to kiss me.
No.
Oh, because that's the most romantic shit.
You know what
right
turns me on?
Fucking Hitler.
Gets me all hot and bothered, right? No. So I push him away and we're standing there looking at each other awkwardly. Then he's like, I should take you back to your car. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I just
now.
watched you puke and then saw. Hold on. We need to recap right the fuck now.
Exactly.
Movie in sweaty gym clothes.
Yep.
Slam poetry.
Yep.
Puking.
Yeah.
Hitler.
Yeah.
None
Santa
of
Claus
this
and Jesus.
None of this makes for a romantic evening that would make me want to
literally,
kiss you.
I think this is
the worst.
The worst date.
Yeah.
The worst date.
The worst.
We've made
the worst.
The worst date.
Crown it.
Yes. My
worst.
God. Holy shit. Okay. Cool. Feeling real positive about this.
Yeah. So yeah, he texts her the next day and says he had a great time, by the way. So yeah, he did not have a worse date. He thought that was a great date.
The number of people who cannot read any signs.
I'm dead.
How are you not able to read the signs that the person with you is the most uncomfortable they've ever been?
And
I'm sorry. You fucking showed your favorite picture.
Yeah.
That you drew.
Yeah.
Of a threesome involving Santa Claus. I can't.
It's the Hitler that's really throwing me off. Why is Hitler there?
Combo of Santa, Hitler, Jesus.
It's just the worst. It's the worst. It's so fucking bizarre.
I don't understand why Hitler's there at all. Because like at least like Santa and Jesus, but Santa and Jesus, you're both like, okay, these are like
sexy.
No,
they should be
but they're like Christian centric. So I'm like, okay, maybe you have some kind of weird religious situation happening. But Hitler, why?
No, none of this makes sense. None of it makes sense.
No, but if it was just the two, I'd be like, okay, you're a freak. If you throw in Hitler, I assume you're a Nazi. Yeah. There's no reason for Hitler to be there at all unless you're a Nazi.
Yeah.
Just saying.
She texted him back and was like, actually, it was really weird, and I'm not interested.
And I'm blocking your number. Goodbye.
And he texts back, is it because of the picture? Question
Yes. In part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of many things. It's
Yeah.
probably the thing, the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
Yeah.
Everything else wasn't great, but that literally
I mean,
was
you
like,
showed up in gym shorts and sweaty as a.
I also don't want. Yeah, I don't
Like,
want your
what?
sweaty shit like near me at all. Like
You took me to
no.
slam poetry and.
yeah, I can't even with that. I literally, I got shook. I was like,
I think
I-
the podcast is actually over.
We're
Thank you guys
done.
so
I think we
much.
can't do
I don't
this
think- I think
anymore.
we can officially say that this was.
Our
the
final
worst date.
episode.
Oh my god!
You guys are so shook.
I'm
I-
appalled.
I'm literally
Yeah.
sweating right now.
It's been
Yeah.
a long.
And
It's been
it's
a long
December.
day, and I'm also just like I cannot. I can't absorb anymore.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
Like
There you go. So that is
Officially-
the worst date.
officially dead.
Yeah.
what you got for us, guys?
Oh, I
Not
can't
that
even
pa-
compete
not
with that.
that.
My story is
Pales
it's actually
in
pretty
comparison.
good.
Please lighten us up because
Oh.
that's
Okay.
intense.
well. As you know, I travel a lot, so I run into lots of stranger danger.
Yeah.
And I take a lot of Ubers and Lyfts, and I'm kind of hit or miss. I'm not the person who's always gets in the Uber and is like, ugh, don't talk to me. But sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm just like headphones in.
Yeah.
I am. I don't. wanna
However,
talk to
the
you.
big problem is that especially when traffic's heavy, I do need to sit up in the front seat. So
That makes it soups awkward.
it is. And so I try to be cool. However, I got into my Lyft the other day and on my way home from the airport, and this girl, before we even left LAX, I knew how many kids she had. I knew when her birthday
No.
was. I
No.
knew that she was divorced. I knew why she was divorced. I'm not kidding. We weren't even out of LAX.
No one wants to know these things. I don't understand.
Picked up at Terminal 3. Wasn't even out of
Wow.
LAX. Now, however, to be fair, I do know because I'm a hairdresser, I must have like a sympathetic face where people want to share things with me.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like I do have that. I think probably I'm naturally chatty, so I don't mind in general. But like at the same time, I'm like, she had to know. I'm like, I was like that.
There's
meme.
very few things that I dislike, with the exception of slam poetry. There are very
Wait.
few things that I dislike more than small talk. I do not like small talk. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
Actually, like I don't like having to feel like I need to fill
a void.
a void in any way, or that I need to share things about my life just because you're sharing things about your life. I also don't know you, so I don't know what you. I had an Uber driver. We've all had Uber drivers like that, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to. Do you want me to give you advice on your relationship, or like,
Yeah.
I don't know
again,
you.
As a hairdresser, I think I'm used to that because I do when you touch people for a living physically, and I mean this in a very sincere way. As a hairdresser, I think there's this level of a barrier that gets broken between people. So I am naturally maybe a little bit more comfortable talking to people and having them share their things with them, and being able to also then not, because I do think that most people feel like the need to be like, oh, well, you're sharing with me, so I should reciprocate. I don't ever feel that need. Like I
good.
I don't feel that need.
I'm okay.
And I'm actually totally fine with you just keep spilling all the beans, and that's fine
It's
with
just
me.
a weird. I think it's just a weird thing to me because like, it doesn't even occur to me to do that. Like to the point where honestly, I probably tend to swing really far the other direction, where I'm actually uncomfortable going to get my hair done or my nails done because I don't want to have any small talk. And sitting in silence isn't good either.
No,
so
it's
like,
totally fine. I have had
you know?
clients. I've had clients before when I was fully behind the chair. Like I had clients who would come up to me or just be like, you know what? I am just here to relax today. And I'm like, I'm totally fine with that. We don't have to talk.
Yeah, I'm not a talker.
I'm also kind of like read the room. Like if they're like looking at their phone or whatever, I'm completely fine. Look, I'd almost prefer it too. As a hairstylist who's talked to people all fucking day, like, dude, I am totally chill with
With that
you
said,
being
our
quiet.
esthetician Casey is probably like bullshit because I talk through
do you?
my facials.
I don't.
Yeah, because
She's really good about reading the room,
She's
too.
so easy. She's easy to talk to.
She
so
is
I think
easy.
that's kind of one of those things.
She is easy to talk to.
Yeah.
And in that regard, though, like sometimes I go in with her and I'm like, girl, I am just here to relax it. And I'll say that to her. we'll start to chat, and then I will hear her kind of taper off and like start to get quiet because she knows that I'm there wanting to relax. So she's really good at reading the room too. Yeah. By the way, shout out to Casey Boone, who by the way has
awesome
Glow Skincare and also Beauty Biz BFF.
Yeah, she has her own podcast. Yeah. So if you want business advice, head on over there.
She's phenomenal. Great show. So anyway, sorry. So get to chatting with this girl. She's just giving me her life story. But so of course, at some point when I do start talking about myself, the things I share, because people want to know what you do, they're always going to ask those questions. It's kind of like going on a date with somebody. And so I was like, oh, I have a podcast. And so I told her, and she's like, oh, well, I've got a date story for you. And I'm like, well, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, might as well get something out of it if you're going to make small talk.
I'm already buckled up. Do tell. Because I am a good passenger.
There you go.
So she tells me this really funny story. She says she met a guy online, and he had lived on the West Side. So anybody who's not from Los Angeles, we live in the Valley. She lived in the Valley. She lived in kind of a deep Valley situation, and she said if you live here, you'll understand this, but anybody on the West Side's kind of geographically undesirable.
Oh,
and you kind of
really anyone in any other part of town. It took me almost 2 hours to get to downtown from the Valley the other day.
So, that's why I take the train downtown if I have to go downtown.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that shit. Anyway, so he lived on the West Side, so she was already kind of like, I'm not real sure about this, but he wanted to take her to Santa Monica. So she was like, all right, whatever. He had this date planned. So she drives all the way over to his place. And by the time she gets there, she's like, I have to use the restroom. Because that drive. That drive can be
long.
That drive can be at the very least an hour and a half. It could be 2 hours. I mean, depending on traffic.
It depends.
Time of day.
Yeah, like, because whenever I first started dating Anthony, he lived on the West Side. I lived in Sherman Oaks. And there were sometimes, depending on time of day, you could get there in half an hour.
Sure.
Or it could take you 2 hours.
Absolutely.
Like, you just don't know.
Yeah. But it took her a really long time to get there. So by the time she gets there, she's like, I'm bursting. I have to use the restroom. Can I please use your restroom real quick before we take off? And he's like, sure, no problem. So he takes her inside his house, and he's like, takes her down the hall, and he's like, oh, here's the restroom. She goes in the restroom, and he's standing at the door. And she's like,
listening to her pee?
No, just standing there like with the door open, and she hasn't gone pee yet. And he was like, she's like looking at him like, okay, thank you.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Can you shut the door?
And he goes, can I watch you pee?
Oh my God. Oh no. And at that point you're fighting your urge to need to pee.
She's like, nope. And she's like, I literally just walked right out the fucking front door and left.
You just held it?
Nope.
Oh my
on
God.
out. Yep.
Good for
Dude,
her.
I'd rather piss my pants than fucking hear that shit.
Oh my God.
Because you can go find a gas station.
Yeah.
Like,
that shit is wild.
Nope.
That is a wild first date request.
Listen, I'm gonna give some behind the scenes action to our listeners right now. We just recorded a full length episode. We've been here for a little while. I am at capacity with shitty people right now. I am just like,
I'm done.
I cannot. Like, why? I don't understand. You just met this person. Listen, I'm not even kink shaming. Like, if that's something that you're into, that's okay. But like, get to know the person first.
God, I know.
See if it's test the waters. See if it's something maybe they're into first. She just got there.
That's a bold move.
And she just drove. She drove
but
from the Valley to the West Side for you.
He was like, you know what? I'll have a sign if she's going to be into this. And he was like, wow, first bold move.
First thing she says is she's got to pee. So
it's meant to be.
It's the
I'm
universe
do it.
telling me to do this.
Wow.
What is? I fucking hate people.
Well,
Hey,
yeah.
people. They're garbage.
On that note, if you guys have stories, be they short, be they long, please write into myworstdatepodcast@gmail.com. Share them with us because, God, misery loves company, and we had some real doozies today. So
I'm just very frustrated. I'm frustrated with society.
I cannot.
I cannot. Well, you know what? It's 2019, you guys.
Oh my God, yeah. Happy New Year.
I
mean,
know.
because this episode's coming out the first Monday of January.
Yeah.
So happy 2019. Happy New Year. I was going to ask if you guys had any resolutions for the next year.
Oh man, I actually haven't really started thinking about that this year was such a shit show, but also so amazing at the same time. I have very complicated feelings about this year.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for this year for so many reasons, but I think 2019 is the year of rebuilding.
Yeah.
This one I kind of let myself like fall apart.
You had a year of yes.
I had a year of yes.
You burned it all down. Now it's
did.
time for the regrowth.
Yeah. So now 2019 is about like I was reading the
2018
difference.
was like shaving your head.
Yeah.
And 2019 is going to be like growing back that new wild mane.
Yeah, and it's gonna be awkward, like growth always is. But I was reading something the other day, the difference between motivation and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do things only when you're motivated, like it's just easy to fall. Like 2019, I think my word for it is going to be discipline.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I
You know
like
what?
that.
Me too. I'm 20, I don't want to be that person who's like, my New Year's resolution is to like get in shape or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's less about needing to like look a certain way and more about like having the discipline to create the things that I want to create, manifest the things I want to manifest for myself. And part of that is kind of like setting a schedule, included in that a workout schedule that I actually adhere to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just to take better care of myself in that way. And then also I started it this year taking a more active role in my own life.
Yeah.
Because I think for so long I kind of just like let things happen to me
To you.
and then
Yeah.
like wherever that ended up was fine. And this was the first year I think where I was, outside of the year that I moved to LA, where I was like, I'm going to take charge of my own life and create my own future and let it be what I want it to be.
Right.
And that's why, we started the podcast. We've been very active in doing that. And I hope that next year I just remain focused so that I can really start to make my creative goals my life,
Yeah.
because that's what I want. I don't want to go through life letting life happen to me.
Yeah.
I want to take an active role in my life. So that's my goal for
Yeah.
2019. Yeah.
What about you, Cass?
Here's the thing I will say. I'm not big on resolutions. I find it to be kind of almost like the words you just used, motivation versus like determination, which is that like it's like a weird motivation or jumpstart, but like I find it to fall off very quickly.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is I'm a goal setter and I like setting goals. So I like to think of it more as that, like like not necessarily as a resolution, but here are my goals for 2019. And I look at this podcast as one of those goals. Like I want to do tour. I know we're going to be doing our first live show this, February. That's going to be so exciting.
Yeah.
But I want to do like a little mini tour. I know we talked about doing maybe a homecoming tour, visiting a couple our hometowns and doing some small shows, but I'm really motivated for this podcast. I am really, my goal is to, just see where we can take this and ride that wave. And for me, my goal this year is to do a little bit of that, ride the wave and, kind of, relax into my life and allow great things to happen. But also I always feel like I feel like the opposite of what you're saying, Keegan, where I'm like, I always am an active participant in my life. I'm not somebody who lets things happen, but I think it's actually I'm so much of that it's almost nice for me to kind of let some shit go and allow myself to enjoy all the things.
Yeah.
Not get so worked uptight about things, not let my anxiety like take over when I should just sit back and relax and enjoy stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's my goals for 2019.
Cool.
Is to enjoy the ride.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to make our dreams come true, you can become one of our patrons on Patreon at patreon.com/myworstdate.
Yeah.
You can also submit all of your dating stories to us. Please do so, even if it's just a couple of sentences that we can use for these Shorty episodes. Please do so at myworstdatepodcast@gmail.com, and also follow us across all the social medias.
And you'll
Yeah.
see on our social medias, since it's January, you're probably already noticing that we have posted for our upcoming
Yep.
date, which is here in North Hollywood, on February 8th and 9th.
Yes.
We will be here in North Hollywood doing our first live show. So we
Yes.
would love to see you.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll have some special guests. I know on Saturday we have Kelly from Boobies and Newbies doing a mini episode from her incredible podcast, which is super fun. So we'd love to see you there.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
This is a Glass Box Media Podcast.